What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. I got a problem with water getting into the Prelude. And if you go in the Lude, you probably dealt with this too. I'm just going to show you what I've found real quick. Alright, so I have been dealing with water getting into the trunk, but the trunk, it's kind of a wishy-washy thing, because I mean, you got this seal around here that should prevent any water that gets in this channel from getting into the trunk, and that seal's intact all the way around. I started pulling out the interior pieces for another video that I'm about to do, but this kind of popped up, sprung up on me. I decided I'd let you guys know. But anyways, so these cars, they got the sunroof, you know, and on all four corners of the sunroof you got drains that run the water that builds up in there down out of the car, right? Well, running from the back here, you got drains going down, and when you pop the panel off, you're supposed to see, whoo, there you go, you're supposed to see a tube connected to that freaking little rubber outlet there. Mine was disconnected completely. As you can see, there's water built up right there. I've had water going in down here too, so that's another spot that's leaking. But right here is definitely built up from that tube. It draining down in there away from the sunroof and just building up right here. For a lot of people, you living in the Midwest or something like that, you get salt and stuff, that is going to rust out like nobody's business. The dead Lude rotted out on both sides. Pretty much nothing connected around here on the dead Lude. This one, thankfully, it's spent its whole life in Arizona, doesn't have any contact with salt, so it's solid. Even though water built up like that eventually will cause it to rust, it's just gonna take a whole lot longer. Here's the tube that's supposed to be connected there. I don't know why it's disconnected. It does have plenty of length, it feels like. So either somebody was in here at one point and popped that out, but either by accident or on purpose, and never put it back in there, or the heating and cooling of the freaking rubber and the plastic here, it just eventually, with bumps, probably just worked its way out over time. The car's from 1996, so it's a 25-year-old car, man. A lot can happen in 25 years of bumping down the highway. But yeah, so if you got water built up in any one of your corners, you got water built up here, you got water built up here, maybe say on the driver's floorboard or the passenger floorboard, it could be those tubes that are running down. The front ones, it's been a little bit, but I'm trying to remember off the dead Lude, because that I had all the interior off, and you can see the tube runs this freaking A-pillar here all the way down and then goes back behind the dash. I don't know if it goes out before the firewall or if it goes exterior. We'll have to look underneath and check real quick. But yeah, that could be disconnected if you're getting moisture down. Getting a lot of water down here on the floor, it's probably going to be that tube. Same thing on the passenger side and same thing in the trunk. It is before the firewall that it comes out. You can see this, thankfully, is connected, so it hasn't been leaking down here all on the ECU side. But yeah, it comes right before the firewall and then goes out. This is the passenger side example. All right, so let's talk about the leak that I knew that I had, which you can see all this is wet up there because I was trying to find exactly where my leak's coming through. So I got water pooling up down here. There's not much because it's been drying out all day. That I just happened to find, which is great. But for this issue, I was trying to figure out where it's going and everything. Well, if you look, there's supposed to be like another seal that doubles over here. That's missing completely. What I've also realized is water drips through here, comes down, and then drips through this channel right in here, out this hole and right out there, right? And then it fills up down there. Well, I'm like, well, why the heck is it doing that? Well, you come over here, look how loose that clip is. Look at this one. Boop. That's tight. All those are tight. That's loose. This is tight. Well, all that loose, all that jiggle there is room for water to drip through. So I'm pretty sure I've realized what it is. I'm going to run some water down here, and we're going to just try and stick the camera in and see if we can watch that drip. The angle of the vehicle is definitely keeping it from dripping out that way, but you can see it's dripping right out the light there. Normally on level ground it'll come out this hole, so that's coming right through there, which is fantastic. And then also you can see some drip dropping right up here. Now the only space to get in through there is these holes right up here. So what I need to do, I'm probably going to pop these out and then see if that's, it doesn't look like these are the original screws. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm going to pop them out, and if I got to put a little rubber seal in there, I'll do that, like a little like a flat nylon washer, and then cinch that down. Hopefully that'll stop it, but it is really nice to know where it's at, and at least now I know what direction to go in to actually try and fix it. Look, that's like four turns out, man. That's super high off there. That one's flush. All right, now one thing I haven't experienced personally, but I have seen people complain about, is those lines, the drain lines there getting plugged up with debris. And I'd imagine if that's the case, you'd have water pooled up here, just chilling right up in that channel, unable to go anywhere. If that's the case, I know what I would do personally is I would find a buddy with an airline and try and frickin' spray out those lines the best you could. Figured I'd just show you guys that real quick. I know it's not a long video, it's not really anything, I'm just giving you a little tip. But if you got a lot of water built up, don't just ignore it. Don't just dry it up, man. It's gonna rot eventually. Try and save these cars while we still got them on the road. Until next time, I'm Dan, the Prelude Dude, and this is the Parts Guys. Peace.